All right, rise and SKOL. Cheers to Lupagus. Clink. It is Friday.
Clink is right.
Best damn Vikings morning show out there. Maybe the only one. But happy Friday, everybody. It's been a long week. A lot of holidays, a lot of family. It's nice to unwind a little bit.
A lot of beers.
Yeah, I don't know if those are going to stop anytime soon. We will see. But it's coffee this morning. We're going to go over the latest news, top comments. We're going to talk Vikings, Packers. We're going to talk about some other things as well. But let's just get right into this. And the first things first.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys haven't subbed, hit that sub button. Hit that like.
Yeah.
Comments hot and heavy. 13,000.
The Christmas miracle didn't happen. We came up a little bit short this year.
Yeah, that's all right. That's okay. We'll get there.
We'll keep grinding.
We'll keep grinding. First things first, news, Vikings news. We didn't even talk about this on our live last night, but we got a brand new Minnesota Viking. The Vikings signed Jonathan Harris, defensive lineman, to the practice squad and released Kelvin Joseph.
That's weird because I thought we actually had a spot on the practice squad. So the former Joseph was the second round pick, right?
He was with the Cowboys. We got a little not excited, but intrigued when the Vikings signed him. Like, hey, that's the Kwesi move. Maybe he'll turn him good. But now we got Jonathan Harris, who was an undrafted free agent by the Bears in like 2019. And we're not going to give you the whole resume, but he's like 6'5", 295. Has started a handful of games, 9 games played in 40. Even this year with the Panthers, got some playing time out there. So they're just looking to beef up that D-line a little bit.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe he'll be gone next week. We don't know, but maybe he'll be the next Jalen Redmond. Welcome, Jonathan Harris.
Yeah, Jonathan Harris. If I had to pick one of those two, I'd say he's probably going to be gone. I hope he's not. I hope he flourishes here on the practice squad. There was a lot of news we went over last night on Horned Up, so I'm not going to go over all that. But there's some new stuff too. Packers, sounds like Jair Alexander is not going to play.
He's scared. And if I'm a Packers fan, I'm starting to get a little bit annoyed at Jair Alexander always being out when we play the Vikings. I don't think he's played since the middle of November. Dude, just not healthy. And I'm curious if Packers fans are maybe starting to get a little sick of this shtick.
Well, I think they are sick of it. And the weird part is the dude has been practicing, and then last week, what LaFleur's saying is very very weird. Like something's going on there, not injury related. I don't think, but
he's scared.
They asked him yesterday, is he going to play? And he just said, I'd say probably not. That's pretty much a no. Evan Williams as well. We did mention him on Horned Up, but him being out is huge. It's not official yet, but it doesn't look great. Christian Watson isn't practicing for them either, and Quay Walker isn't either, although I would like Quay Walker to play because he's not very good.
And he's usually good for a couple penalties too, so...
so that is something to keep an eye on. For the Vikings, everybody looks ready to go except Fabian Moreau. That rhymed. You're welcome.
Good job.
And then last one, PFF, latest projections for Sam Darnold. They're saying he's going to get a 3-year contract, $123 million total, which is $41.5 a year and $70 million guaranteed.
It's a hefty price tag. But yeah, I mean, that's what he should be getting the way he's playing. So I don't see the Vikings shelling out that kind of money. So unless they franchise tag him, I think we'll be wearing different colors next year.
Let's do a quick trivia here. Which Super Bowl winning quarterback played for the Vikings and Packers in the 90s?
In the 90s?
Don't say it, but you know.
Yeah, I think so.
He thinks he knows. Let us know down in the comments. We'll show the answer here in a little bit. Let's go to the top comments.
Let's do it.
First off, we got Jared saying Theo Jackson on the cheap might be for the best and get a monster defensive lineman, 2 monsters on the interior offensive lineman, a monster at cornerback. 4 are a must. If there's any money left, then sure, got to decide on Byron Murphy too. I know he's licking his chops about free agency. Jared's getting greedy. He wants a lot of monsters out there.
I mean, was it 3 monsters I heard? I mean, that sounds very expensive, 3 monsters. I don't know if there's any money left over, but let's just go to the first part of this. Theo Jackson.
And that's the only reason I really put that on. Yeah. Let's talk Theo.
I mean, KOC loves him. He said he had the greatest camp he's ever seen in his life. So we haven't really seen it translate to game action when it matters. He did have the interception next week, but if coach is that high on him, maybe that's the route you go and you do put that money somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean, the main reason I put that on there is like I think we have to just almost it's almost not a given, but it's real close. Like Theo Jackson is going to be on this team next year, and I think he's going to be a big part of our safety room.
Yeah, and maybe he'll take the next step and be really good.
He played well last week. We didn't give him enough credit. It wasn't just the interception. Like he played well. His preseason the games were bad. Yeah. So I'm glad he played well in practice.
Practice his ass off. Practice his dick off.
Big step back when we saw him on the field. Next up, we got Justin. Not Justin, Justin. It's like a dress rehearsal for playoffs from here on out, and the games will only get harder from here. Seahawks might be the easiest team for the rest of the season. Justin nailed it. It is.
Yeah, I mean, this is playoff atmosphere the rest of the way, and why not? Let's do it. We'll probably be the most experienced team as far as big games going into the playoffs. The way we're finishing our schedule here, but God, the Seahawks mentioned those. They look like ass last night. Good Lord, that was bad.
Yeah, it's. I hate how we're ending, but it's going to be one hell of a test. If for some reason we lose both these two games, which I don't think we will, like going into the playoffs defeated, if we just blow our load and win ththese next two games, it's like, oh, how do you even come back from that? Like, it's going to be a roller coaster.
Yeah. I think, again, but like your battle test, you're ready to go. I mean, these are not just playoff teams you're playing, probably two of the favorites in the NFC back to back. I mean, with the Vikings, 3 of the 4 most likely to, get to the Super Bowl. So you're playing the cream of the crop, and when your division is this good, this is what happens. So again, I think it's only going to pay dividends for the Vikings down the road.
We got a game of Who Would You Do here shortly as well.
Really?
It's been a while. A couple other quick ones on Cam Bynum. Peasy 651 says easy choice, let him walk. Here's why. He is a subpar safety. He has good moments, but also has moments where he is late to the party. Not going to be worth the price tag. A lot of comments on our Cam Bynum. Will they keep him or not? We're pretty much goodbye, Cam.
I mean, I agree. Like he'll have a big game, kind of, disappear for a week or two, then he'll come back and do something. I don't know. I think he probably does a little bit more than Peasy's giving him credit for, but I can definitely see where he's coming from on this one.
Swam Peasy. Yeah, I'm impartial. I don't know what to think. I'm non-committal. Last one, Scott Fours says Darnold is navigating in the pocket better than any quarterback ever. Is that true?
Ever? I don't know. There's been some really good quarterbacks over the history of the NFL.
No,
I think that's
Vikings.
He just said just the Vikings?
Just the Vikings. Better than any Viking quarterback ever.
I don't know. I guess I'd have to go back and look at Frank Darkington a little bit closer and Joe Cap.
Joe Cap is my nemesis when it comes to trivia. Anytime I don't know the answer and it's quarterback related, I will say Joe Cap. I did it yesterday. Failed again. Yeah. As far as eluding pressure, like Culpepper, people just bounced off of him. He didn't really have to elude any pressure. Tarkenton, I know, got a ton of yards on the ground, but did he just take off? Like Darnold stays in the pocket and moves around and makes something happen and throws the ball. So I can't answer that.
He's probably up there. I just think to say ever, it's pretty bold.
Pretty bold, but he might be right. He might be right. Let's go to that trivia. Do you have a guess?
Jim McMahon.
It is Jim McMahon. It is Jim McMahon. Next time, just
say. You can see that thing.
That's what badasses did. We're going to talk the 3 most important players for the Vikings and the Packers game. But first, I want to throw one at you. So we're all talking about the sexy free agents, the Cam Bynums, the Byron Murphys. Let's go the non-sexy route for our upcoming Vikings free agents. Which one of these guys do you want them to bring back? If you only pick one, look at these. Look at this juggernaut of free agents, and there was a lot of mid-level free agents. I picked these guys.
I'm glad you didn't put Jihad behind Chillery. That would have been very uncomfortable the way those pictures.
Well, yeah, you have to. You got to spread them out. Makes no sense to do that. 0 sense to do that.
This is interesting because I actually, to me, it comes down between Chillery and Hottie Ward.
Oh, Sherfield has been playing amazing on special teams.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna go. This is weird for me to say this, but I think I'm actually keep Jerry Tillery again.
Jerry Tillery finally getting the love he deserves. Wow. Yeah, I to me it came down to Sherfield and Tillery, but It's your game, not mine. Your game, not mine.
You can play too.
I don't want to
share.
Nope, you already played, and it was a good answer. I don't know if it was the right answer, but it was a good answer. Let's go to the Packers-Vikings. Packers-Vikings, 3 most important players for this game. They can be on the Vikings. They can be the Packers. They can be playing on another game. That would be weird and not make sense. But who do you got? Let's start with one.
I'm going to start with Jonathan Grenard for the Vikings. You got to get pressure on Jordan Love. You cannot let him have time like we did the second half last time we played him. Pressure was not there anymore, and he had all time to get. Of course, they were throwing all the time, playing from behind. But we don't know if Christian Watson's playing, but Romeo Doubs, Dontavian Wicks, who's the other receiver? I'm forgetting somebody. They got targets. They got weapons. They got the Tucker Craft. Yeah, Reed. They got weapons, and if you let Jordan Love use his weapons, the Vikings will get exposed in the back end. So pressure has to be there. Jonathan Grenard has to be hitting Jordan Love, and I'd love to see him do a strip sack or 2.
Yeah, and Love hasn't been giving the ball up or taking much sacks, but I'm going. I'm glad you said Jonathan Grenard because I'm doing his counterpart. I'm going Rasheed Walker, their left tackle. We got to make him look silly, and it's going to be up to Jonathan Grenard to do that. And Walker's been. It seems like he's actually playing okay. He's only given up 2 sacks, 8 penalties, and his pass blocking has been very, very good. Run blocking, not so much, but we can't allow him to keep Jonathan Grenard in check. Johnny, we're on the same page there. Johnny's got to play well.
He's got to play well. He's got to get to Jordan Love. It has to happen. Who's your next one?
I'm going with another Packer. I got Edrin Cooper. The Pooper Scooper. The dude is just balling all. Packers. Baz on the show, NFC Roundtable, has been pounding the table for Cooper to get more snaps all year. It's like whenever they put him out there, he makes huge plays, interceptions, tackle for loss, sacks. The guy is an absolute menace, and we're going to have our hands full with Cooper. I hope they do their weird shit, and they're like, he doesn't need a ton of snaps this week. Yeah. Because if he's out there, he's going to be a serious, serious problem.
Yeah, he's good. I loved him coming on the draft, and I hated when the Packers got him, and doing everything I thought he would. My next one is I'm going to go Justin Jefferson. When you have a big game, your superstars need to stand up, need to stand out, and need to show us why they are so damn good. Jefferson's on a tear right now. I want that to continue. That needs to continue. He needs to confuse the Packers, scare the Packers, take all the coverage his way, take 3 guys with him, open shit up from everybody else, and then also make plays on his own. So Justin Jefferson, another 10-catch, 100-something yard, multiple touchdown performance. That's what I want to see out of him.
Wow. No Alexander, no Evan Williams. It could be possible. It could be possible. Yeah, and I went with Sam. I gotta throw Sam Darnold on there. I think Darnold has to play damn near perfect on Sunday. There can't be any interceptions. We can't have the weird what the hell kind of throw is that. He's got to play damn good, and that means a high completion percentage and no interceptions or no fumbles. Yeah. And the Packers have been getting some sacks. They got like 10 sacks in the last 2 games. Let's limit it to like 3. I'll give you 3 sacks, Sam.
They'll get some sacks. Their O-line's been giving up sacks left and right lately. I wonder what we've actually been averaging over the last 3 games. I feel like it's over 5 a game.
I want to say I think it's been like 3.
It's been a lot. Yeah, I mean, Sam Darnold, I don't think you can afford to have the mistakes that we've been overcoming in a lot of our wins against a team like the Packers. You make those mistakes, you're probably going to lose this game. So I agree with that one. My last one is Josh Jacobs. I think the Packers are going to try to pound this thing. He's been their offense. He's been the focal point, whether he's a receiver or running. The Vikings have to shut him down, take him out, make him a non-factor. Because if he's getting 8 yards a pop, this thing's going to be gross on Sunday.
We're gonna shut him down. We're going to shut him down. Sleep well, Lupagus.
I will sleep well. Thank you.
All right, we're going to wrap this thing up with a quick game of Who Would You Do?
Oh, I thought the thing was Who Would You Do?
And these are scenarios for the 2025 off season. First, Who Would You Do is Sam Darnold gets a franchise tag. We get that beautiful running back in round 1 at the end of round 1 that everybody really loves. James Daniels signed as a free agent from the Steelers at guard. Now that's a guard. And there's got to be a sad part to this. Byron Murphy is not re-signed.
Wow.
What do you think of this scenario?
Well, I mean, it's got some sexiness to it, but it's also got some sadness. So it's making me feel a wave of emotions.
Well, it's too early for that. You have enough nice sip of coffee here because we got the other one that you got to pick, and we roll with JJ McCarthy. We get the big boy Kenneth Grant from Michigan having a hell of a season. with our first round pick. We signed DJ Reed, who is still playing at the top of his game, but Cam Bynum, sadly, is going bye-bye. Bye-bye, Cam.
Yeah, I do like Kenny Grant. He's been a guy who's really been growing on me. So it's just those two options, right? There's not
it's just those two. It's too early for more.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go the JJ McCarthy route. I think I'm okay letting Bynum go. I think I'd rather have Byron Murphy. So if it's between the two, I'd rather keep Murphy. I love DJ Reed as a corner. I think, like you said, he's just playing at a high level. Getting him would be huge, and Kenny Grant would be a great score at the end of the first round.
Look at DJ Reed. That's a face like after he picks it off, he just looks at you like, kiss my ass.
Yeah. If you kind of want to slap it, to be honest with you.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, no, I would go with the option 2 as well. I think if Delton, if you're watching this, I feel he's going to go option 1, not even close.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's who you would do. Happy Friday morning.
Yeah. Happy Friday morning to you as well.
Lupagus will be doing SKOLing with the enemy with the Packers today. We'll be streaming the game on Sunday, doing the pregame predictions. It'll be a very busy weekend because it's Packer weekend. F the Packers.
F the Packers. F them so hard, guys. Thank you for watching Rise and SKOL. Go get some cereal, some orange juice, maybe some nice toast, whatever you like. And remember this, the final episode of Captain Kangaroo aired December 8th, 1984.